So if you click this video, that means one of two things. One, you have a big social media following on either YouTube or Instagram, and your income doesn't match that at all. And you're wondering, how the hell is that even possible? Or maybe you're a smaller creator and you're just curious, can I actually make a ton of money, talking 10, 20, 30K with a small audience? Either way, this video will answer your question. And more importantly, it's going to show you how to monetize your brand the right way, so that you can finally scale up to multiple six figures a year, depending on how far you want to take it. So let's get into it. What's up, man? My name is belminvalk, and I've been working with fitness creators for the past 2 years to help them scale their brands to six figures and beyond. And during that time, I've learned a lot from this market. I've had a lot of successes, but I've also had a lot of failures, which is a good thing for you, because now I get to share those failures with you so you don't have to crush into the same walls that I did. So now today, I want to talk about one of those failures, a big one. Because yeah, man, nobody climbs to the top without, having some slip-ups, having some bruises, unless you're climbing with someone who's already made all the wrong turns, so you don't have to. Anyway, this story is about the time when I worked with a fitness creator that had insane traffic. I'm talking 10 million impressions per month from just Instagram alone. And he wanted to launch a new product to his audience, which is literally what we do. So this was like a perfect fit. You have a guy with 10 million impressions, hasn't been selling any digital products for months. Like, it had massive win written all over it. He even told us that once he did a launch before and he had like 1,000 sales in 1 week, which isn't insignificant. He said he had like 4,000 people on his lives on Instagram. So at that point, bro, I'm hyped. I'm thinking like, yeah, this is gonna be one of our biggest success stories yet. So we dive in, we get in, we extract everything, from his audience data, his brand voice, personality. We brainstorm together on the perfect offer for his audience, which bonuses it should include. We design the program, we set up the platform, the community, the system, the sales funnel, everything. Because like I said, this is what we do. We've done it many times, and every launch we do, we get more data, we optimize, we improve our systems. Like, I'm literally really autistic when it comes to this. So I was very excited about this one. So everything was ready. We even took a couple extra days, to build more hype. So I'm thinking like, this is going to hit hard. So launch day comes around. The client checks in with me, Bellman, are we all good to go? And I'm saying like, yeah, bro, let's go. Let's post the content. Let's go. Now, mind you, I was at a friend's birthday that night, but of course, me being me, I'm checking sales while eating cake. Because I live in Bangkok, Thailand, so most of our clients live in either US or Europe, so I'm used to this kind of time zone stuff. So I'm seeing all the launch posts go live, and I'm hyped, right? I'm hyped. I check the system, I see some initial sales coming in, I'm thinking, cool, everything is working properly. And bro, by the way, you always want to do this, like right after launch, like first minutes, you want to double check the systems and make sure that everything is working properly. Because this is like the peak of traffic, right? So you're getting thousands, tens of thousands of eyeballs at one moment. If something is not working, then you're missing out on a lot of money. So just a quick note, but everything looked good. And also keep in mind, launches don't always peak on the first day. It depends on a few factors, one of them being price. And if you have a very low price point, like below 25 bucks, then people will likely like buy on impulse, right? They'll just buy immediately, they don't care, they'll think about it later. But with this launch, the price point wasn't necessarily super low ticket. It was a great deal, but it wasn't super low ticket, like $7 or whatever. So I was expecting some sort of a delay, because usually, people want to think about it, they want to like get to their laptop so they can look over the offer properly, stuff like that. So I wait a few hours, no spike. I wait until next morning, still no spike. So I start getting confused. Like, I start digging into the data, I'm looking at the sales page, I'm like, this is converting fine, like no tech errors, numbers are looking healthy. So why are the sales so mediocre? And then I spotted something weird. This guy has almost 1 million followers, right? He posted across multiple platforms, getting tens of thousands of likes, probably over 100,000, 200,000 impressions, but only 1,200 people click to the sales page. And that's when it hit me, like, oh my God, this is a flop. It's a full-blown capital F flop. But then the light bulb goes off. The system wasn't broken. The offer wasn't bad. The launch itself wasn't the problem. The problem was the audience's intent. Now, let me explain what I mean by that. So look, when we first took on this client, we did notice something. We noticed that he wasn't educating his audience. He wasn't really talking even to his audience. His content consisted more of him just, flexing his physique, doing cool calisthenic skills and stuff like that. So we gave him content to slowly start educating people more, slowly start teaching people more, start talking more, still keeping it authentic to him, but just warming the people up for the launch. Because here's the deal, when your audience isn't aware of their own problems, they're not going to suddenly just start throwing money at a solution that they don't believe that they need. Because having a successful launch is not just just slap a low ticket price on there, $10, and you're gonna make millions. That's not how it works, right? If it did, then anyone could just make millions off of selling low products via paid ads, but that's not the case. Before someone commits to buying your program, they need to 1, trust you, 2, believe that they need what you're offering, and 3, they need to be convinced that your solution is the best way to get to the end result. So if all you do is just post cool flex videos and then say DM for coaching or buy my program, it's not going to work. Or at least you're not going to be able to make multiple 5 figures and scale up to 6 figures and beyond. And that's what happened here. Even though we did give him some content in the lead up to the launch, it just wasn't enough to shift his audience's mindset. Now, was this the client's fault? No, absolutely not. It was our fault. We should have realized earlier that this audience needed a longer time to warm up. So even though the launch did generate revenue, we didn't take $1 from it. We let our client have 100% of the profit because it was our fuck up. But does that mean that the system that we built for him is completely useless and that he can never scale up to 6 figures and beyond? No, of course not. He just needs to spend more time educating his audience. But unfortunately, this is not something that you do in a week. This can take a month. This can take multiple months if you want to do it properly. But once you do it right, once your audience actually understands their problems and sees you and your program or your coaching as the ultimate solution, then having a multiple 5-figure launch is very easy. And ideally, this should be baked into your content schedule as a standard, like I talk about in my other content. Now, this was a big audience with a flopped launch, right? But we've also seen the exact opposite with another client, a fitness creator with a small audience on YouTube, 60K subscribers. But because he had been educating his audience properly, and because his audience was actually aware of their problems, he went from making $500 a month or even less to 10K within just a couple of weeks. The same system, just higher intent. So I hope you're taking this in. It doesn't matter how big your audience is if all you do is just post content of you looking cool and flexing your muscles. Sure, that might work if you just want to make a couple thousand with brand deals and promoting consumer goods like clothing, stuff like that. And of course, there's a time and place for content like this to bring new people in. But if your goal is to create impact and to change people's lives, then you need to make them aware of their problems and show them that you can solve them. And if you actually want to learn how to do this so that in a couple of weeks from now or months from now, you're ready to have a multiple 5-figure launch and start making multiple 6 figures a year, then I'll leave a link in the description where you can personally talk to me. And this isn't a sales call, by the way. I'm not going to pitch you anything. This is just a real conversation about your brand, about where you're at right now, where you want to go. And yeah, personally, I genuinely just want to, get to know you and give you some direction. It gives me a lot of satisfaction. It also gives me data points that I can then use and implement with my clients to have better launches. And of course, if I'm 1,000% sure that our system is going to absolutely change your life like it did for our clients, then obviously I'm going to mention it. And if I'm not the best fit to, help you, then obviously I'm going to mention that too. So yeah, man, if that sounds cool, hit the link, let's talk. And otherwise, I'll catch you in the next one.